Welcome to Crypto for the Rest of Us. 6 days a week, I put this on with one tip, tool, or coin analysis each day, trying to keep it short and to the point. Today, we're going to go over a coin analysis of a coin called Render. We'll go over 5 different things: the crypto itself, what it does, how it works. We'll go over the company, look at the management team, whether or not it's gotten venture capital. We'll talk about the current pricing. We'll talk about the token itself. And then lastly, we'll talk about, of course, the projection of what I think it may go to. Now, I always have to say this is not investment advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. And I like to disclaim that as of the filming of this, I own this coin. Now, let's look at the Render coin. CoinMarketCap is a great place to get to at least start and look at all the various information about the coin, where it happens to be, which markets you can find it on, like Binance, Coinbase, and then basic news and some information about it. But let's dive in to show you that it's under 2 different, people call them narratives. Really, they're just categories. DePIN, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks, and they're number 2 on this list in terms of market cap. It's a long list for DePIN, and they are number 2 on the artificial intelligence list, which is a long list of artificial intelligence crypto. I love 3 main narratives. I love tokenization of real world assets because I understand it. I talked about Ondo the other day. They've tokenized treasuries. I get it. It's working. It makes sense. It's only going to grow from there. Artificial intelligence makes complete sense. Decentralization is great, but also just the distributed DePIN, the distributed physical infrastructure, because something like artificial intelligence takes so much computing power and there's so much data to teach these systems and then have these systems regurgitate back some answers based on that. So these are 2 huge categories and they're at the top of both of them, and there's good reasons why. So let's dive into their white paper. And they have quite a bit of information here, but we're just going to go over the basics of what it is, how it works, and then 2 quick videos, just part of it from the founder, Jules Urbach. All right. The Render Network. Generally speaking, what is it? Distributed GPU rendering network that leverages industry-leading Altcoin software to facilitate a compute marketplace between GPU providers and GPU requesters. Great sentence. First of all, Altcoin. Altcoin was founded and created, I believe, by Jules Urbach as well. And he created the software for creating these, the virtual worlds and these 3D environments. And Altcoin then is the parent company for the Render Network. So what they realized was, and generally speaking, they're talking about the GPUs, the graphical processing units, they're incredibly powerful. So here's how it works. You're using the software, you create the virtual world or the 3D images or whatever it is you've created, and now you need to render it into that one usable file. And you can either go out and buy these GPUs, which are quite expensive, have them sitting around only to be used when you need to use them, and then you send off your job to be rendered, and then it's finished, and you create and pay for that physical infrastructure. Well, the other way that this works is essentially, and we'll watch the video here, you're now sending that job and it goes off into the internet, distributes among other people that are allowing their GPUs, which are sitting idle, to be used. They get paid, you get the work back, you're happy because you don't have to create the infrastructure, and they're happy because their idle GPUs are getting used. And of course, there's a monetary exchange. Real simple, but brilliant. And quite possibly, because everything's getting so power hungry and intensive these days, it may end up being the only way to get some of these really big jobs done economically. So listen to this right here.
Idea is that at a certain point, scaling GPU rendering power is too difficult. Rendering locally on a network and even in the cloud just hit a wall. It's impossible to leverage all of the GPUs in the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that allows that to be tracked and managed. Today, we're very proud to introduce the Render token, which is a ERC20 token that's based on the Ethereum blockchain. This token will allow anyone to participate in render jobs and be rewarded with render tokens that they can cash in. Everyone creating renders and creating content through this system has authorship and chain of title established on the blockchain.
So there you go. That was the founder, Jules Arbach, talking about the fact that they've created a network, and here's how it works. I'm just showing you certain
One of the things that makes the render network possible is that the rendering that we're doing is essentially split from the application that is used to create it. The flow of render tokens go from the user or artist creating a render job to the node with users in charge of processing that specific render job. Once the job has been verified and finished through our ecosystem, the render information is sent back across the network to the original user. Everyone that contributes to that rendering power, unlike a centralized cloud service like Amazon or Google or Azure, will participate in the value and the rewards of powering this network of millions of...
So there you go. Two things I think that were very important about what you just said. So here is essentially the software where you're creating your world, your virtual, they show here this virtual car or this 3D image or whatever it is, video, and then it sends it out through the network. And then these idle GPUs, those in the network, many of them together, they finish the job, they send it back to you. So it's distributing it among all these idle CPUs. The second thing he said that was very interesting was he specifically pointed out these cloud computers. He said, look, the people that are providing these idle GPUs are being compensated for the work that they've done. That's decentralization, unlike centralization, where the money is going to go to someone like an Amazon or a Google network, whoever it may be. Okay, so that's how it works. Fascinating. I love it. It makes perfect sense to me. I see the use case, I understand the use case, and I know that this is only going to grow, and the applications are unbelievable for AI and DePIN. Now, who's this individual? Let's look at the company itself. So that was the coin in general, how it works. Jules Arbach, here he is. It just has some basic information about him. He's the chief architect of the company technology roadmap. He pioneered in computer graphics, streaming, and 3D rendering with over 25 years of industry experience. Okay. It shows some of the some of the founders, some of the advisors that they have, the core team, very impressive. Let's go off onto venture capital. I like to use DeFi Llama because you can come over here to the overview, and the overview essentially shows you for a particular coin, or a particular crypto, I should say. Have they done raises? What raises did they do? Was it a seed? Was it an A? Whatever it was, initial coin offering. And then if you go to investors, you can look up the investors. Well, they did a 30 million round, but it was their initial coin offering in 2021. It says that they've got some other investors, but it has some names here like Alameda Research. Won't talk about that one. And some others, but essentially it was just an initial coin offering. So that's great. They haven't even haven't gone through funding other than that. Let's look at, okay, so that's so we've gone through just the coin itself and how it works. You understand the use case, the management team, plenty of industry experience, and of course it was created from a toy which was already creating the rendering software and saw the need for this, and now they're fulfilling the need. Then we looked at that's the management team, the raises. Now let's look generally at the token itself. Total circulating supply, 388 million. Total supply, 532 million. Okay, so you take the circulating supply by the current price, 746, and you end up with a market cap at the moment of 2.8 billion. Fully diluted, 3.8 billion. All right, so here we are on TradingView. It had come out in 2021. If we go back, it started around $5 or so, of course. Through that bear market, it got down to around 50 cents. But if we look here in 24, it looks like it broke through this about 650 range. And then has tested it a couple times. It's doing a sideways chop just like Bitcoin at the moment. This is June of 2024. Summers are always slow for markets in general. Crypto is no exception. So if things do take off here at the end of August, what could they do? Don't know. So it had peaked around $13 here in March of 2024. It's currently at $7.50. Let's see, the total market at the moment, including Bitcoin, so this is total, is just over, well, it's 2.17 trillion. Call it 2 trillion or so. Estimates, I've seen many estimates, let's say 5 to 10 trillion for the total market in end of 24 or 25. That's not the best way to really gauge something, but if we were to say, look, what if this did a 2 to 5x? So, it went from 2 trillion to 5, that would be a 2.5x. Went from 2 trillion to 10, that would be a 5x, a 2 to 5x of the current price. You're looking at around $15 to $35. Now, personally, this is really in a price discovery mode. It doesn't have a past that was anywhere near this current price. It's only been around for a while. It has a use case. They've completed it. It's working. You can use the network. I think that because it's also in DePIN and AI, and I believe this company crypto is going to take off for the long term, I would just double those projections and say, instead of 15 to 35, I'd be looking at $30 to $70. Personally, I'd be really happy with a $50. I know you're probably wanting me to say it's going to 100x or 50x. Look, I really don't know. Crypto is crazy and can do amazing things when the market is pushed and retail comes in and there's FOMO, who knows? But I would think that legitimately a $50 token would make me very happy. So there you have it. That's Render. Hopefully it made sense. Hopefully I went over it quickly. Hopefully you understand. I personally, when I look to invest in these things, again, not investment advice, I like to have crypto that I understand. I like to have crypto that I believe is going to be around for the long term. And why do I think it's going to be around for the long term? Because I believe that it's solving a problem. And when you look at these GPUs and the amount of power that's needed and all of these GPUs that are sitting idle because people have paid for that infrastructure, and the fact that you can use this through a decentralized network and basically marry up those that need the service with those that have the ability, never before in the past have we had the ability to do that. So they have come up with a very unique way of doing it. I'm personally really excited about this one. Like I said before, I have put money into it. Have a great day. I hope these are helpful. Leave comments below. I hope you become a subscriber. Hit the like button so it gets out to more people. And let's make generational wealth together with crypto.